Hey everybody, it's Christine. Today we are up with a new layout using the double shot kit from the scrap room. And this one is Bella Boulevard, a travel themed collection. I was especially drawn to the bold striped paper that you just saw me trimming the branding strip off of a minute ago. And so I wanted to do something with that. So when I looked at it, I felt like color blocking, putting colors together, that kind of thing, was what was kind of calling my name. So I decided to roll with that and just see where I landed. This is one of those layouts that I started out having absolutely no idea where I was going. I didn't have a sketch, nothing. And then I just took off. So as you can see, I'm taking this paper and I am trimming down each individual stripe, which seems tedious, but all in, honestly, my video time, not even sped up, was only 15 minutes. So not terrible for how much time it took, really. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take those strips and I'm going to trim them down, but not evenly. So we'll have a variety of lengths on these. And I am going to trim them so that they have kind of a look to the bottom edge, playing up the shape that is already there, so that it looks kind of like it's maybe pointing down, maybe pointing up. I'm just still kind of debating what I want to do with that. So you can see I'm trying to run with the shape because the shape on these rows are those little, I don't know the exact name for them, but they look like pins on maps. That kind of, it's like a circle with a point to the end. Ice cream cone shape. There you go. But that's not the actual technical term. I'm certain of that. But I'm trying to decide if I want to cut up towards the point or if I want to cut around the point, making either a banner look or an arrow look, or do I just want to go straight across? In the end, I decided I liked the look of the banner look the best. So I used that tip as my point to cut up to, which helped to center things and stuff. So that worked great. Now, as you see me laying these out, I'm laying them out with each color, so to the right of it. So you can see I've got the bold red stripe, and then I've got the one that I just cut to the right of it, and then the light blue stripe, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to do that all the way across. Now, at this point, it looks cool, but it's a little bit sparse, and I've got plenty of paper. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a second row in. And really, ultimately, what I'm using is the bottom piece that I just cut off. I'm tucking that in. And so I will go ahead and do that all the way across, just creating a lot more visual interest up at the top. And I love how this is all coming together to just look super interesting. Okay, so I've got that all coming together, and as you hear me say over and over and over, if you make a complicated background, things can be very simple going forward. And so we know that's coming. It's not going to take me long to finish this off. Now, in the end, I decided to use 4 photos, one of each of my kids, from a whitewater rafting trip that we took. And I'm going to call it whitewater rafting in quotation marks because it was pretty bad. On this particular day when we went, the water was so low that we ended up not going really through any rapids and pushing the raft for most of the ride. It was not the fun we were expecting. We didn't kill each other though, so I feel like that was an accomplishment. So this layout is kind of a tongue-in-cheek, in that I put a sticker up at the top that says something cute and fun, and then at the bottom I'm going to put nope, because all 6 of us will forever remember that day as not being great. So I've got pictures of each of my kids that I am going to add onto this. Each one just kind of, again, in each different color, kind of continuing with that design element. And I'm just going to tuck those right in there. You can see I cut them super thin, slightly less than 2 inches. So I had to pick pictures that had I was able to do that with. I didn't have to reprint any though, thankfully. For embellishments, I've got some ephemera as well as some 3D stickers. So I'm going to combine those two to just create some very simple clusters around my pictures. You can see that I am taking this one and I am popping it up with 3D foam. All of these are not necessarily tied to rafting, but they are tied to travel, and so they'll work, you know. Not going for the perfectly perfect theme for sure on this, but we were traveling, and so it will fit, and the colors tie together all really nicely. So you can see I've got that suitcase, I've got a globe, and I'm going to do some over on the left side. I'd love to use this camera, but I'm not sure if it's going to be too big or not. You can see I've got another camera up there on the left-hand side that would work also if that one is too big. Ultimately, I don't think that's quite the right fit. It just feels a little bit too heavy for that side of the page. So I'm going to use this little road sign and use the smaller one instead and place those over there because I don't want it to be, because my pictures are so small, I don't want it to be overwhelming. And that's really what the logic behind it. Yes, I have some bigger ones over on the other side, but you'll notice that like on the other side my son's face is bigger, and then on the left hand side my son's face is smaller. And so just playing with all those things, looking at it and seeing, does it look good to my eyes? Does it make sense logically, instead of trying to force elements on there. So you can see I'm adding on just some other little bits and pieces, some of those hearts from the 3D stickers that came with the kit, and getting those last little details on there before I add my title. So the top part of my title, as I mentioned earlier, is a little bit tongue-in-cheek. It says Embrace Adventure, and then I'm going to use just some letter stickers. These ones happen to be from Simple Stories, down below to spell out nope. So all in, again, and as seems to be kind of the case for me lately, complicated background, simple after that. Building up my layout by doing some unique things with the paper, and then pulling it all together in the end with simple title, simple embellishing. It's definitely what I am trending towards these days. So be sure to check out all the new kits coming at you tomorrow for the scrap room. And this one is the double shot kit, and we will see you again next time.